You're here and I'm queer and welcome back to my channel. I am definitely still on the Wicked Emerald City train, and I just had to create another iconic character in the Wizard of Oz world. And of course, that is Dorothy Gale. And if you've missed my Elphaba and Glinda doll customs, please check them out as well. With more demand, perhaps I could make the other Wizard of Oz characters as well. Dorothy does play a part in Wicked, of course, but we have yet to see her make her official appearance since we have to wait another year. I'm way too impatient to wait another year, so I thought, why not make a doll of her now? I wanted to dress in theme for this video for Miss Dorothy, however, I don't really have a lot of blue, so I thought, let's just go with green. You know, we're gonna be another Emerald City citizen with my cape, you know? So I think this will suffice. This project is such an impulse for sure. From the teasers and snippets that we've seen, it seems that she retains a similar look from Judy Garland's Dorothy from 1939. And my Dorothy will also be heavily inspired by Judy's. I mean, why not? It is so iconic and perfect. I will be adding a bit more details to it, of course, just to make it fit my style better. Perhaps the main difference in Wicked is her ruby slippers, which they reverted back to the book-accurate silver slippers, since MGM actually owns the concept of the ruby slippers. Personally, I am a huge fan of the ruby slippers since it really popped out against the yellow brick road, and Technicolor really enhanced it as well. Overall, I want this doll to look cute, wondrous, and also a bit glam. I mean, she's going on an adventure, and I also want her to look like she's having fun. And speaking of fun, I've been playing this game for a while now, and it's still one of my absolute favorites, Love and Pies. It's cute, relaxing, and just so much fun. And here's how it works. You match ingredients to create delicious baked goods, serve them to your customers, and use the tips to upgrade and decorate your cafe. I mean, look at this stunning setup that I've designed over time. It's so satisfying seeing it all come together. This game has been a part of my daily routine. It's like my cozy little escape. And the diversity in this game, honestly seeing such a wide range of characters is so refreshing. It's one of the reasons I keep coming back. And guess what? Love and Pies is giving you a free gift. 200 energy and 50 gems when you download the game using my special link and play to day 3. Trust me, those are a total game changer. If you're like me and love decorating your own little cafe, download Love and Pies for free on iOS and Android right now. Click the link below or scan the QR code and let's start baking together. And thank you to Love and Pies for sponsoring this video. Now let's help Dorothy get to the oh so powerful Wizard of Oz. Since this project was so last minute, I had to gather so many elements for it. I knew I wanted to use the Wicked movie slippers for her, so I got the Nessa Rose doll, since that's the shoe Dorothy will be skipping in. Unfortunately, this limits my doll choices to the Wicked dolls only, since the slippers won't fit other Barbie bodies. I ended up getting another Glinda doll, hoping she would match the Judy Garland essence I was going for. My main concern was her face mold's expression, and yes, I know there is a Judy Garland Barbie doll, but it was so difficult to find, and also the Wicked dolls in general have a larger head than Barbie, and I wanted my Dorothy to have the same proportions overall as Glinda and Elphaba. So we are hoping for the best. First, let's work on her hair. I wanted her to have a dark auburn hair like Judy without having to reroot or make a wig. So let's dye her blonde hair with fabric dye. And before that, I do want to test it out first, just to make sure. Because we're trying to go for the red/brown hair color, I am using orange and brown fabric dye for this. And as you can see, I am just using the test hair first, just to make sure it is the perfect color for our Dorothy. And this is how the hair looks, and I absolutely love how the color turned out. I did have to adjust it here and there to make sure, but I think this is all good. And yes, it definitely stained my fingers. Now let's carefully submerge her hair and try not to get the face or the doll skin because it will dye the vinyl rubber as well. I am a little shocked that this actually worked, and I am super obsessed with the hair color. It's definitely the perfect blend of brown and also orange/red in different lighting, and it just looks super cool. Now let's go ahead and set her curls because I do need her hair to be a little curly. Actually, I need her hair curly. So let's go ahead and do that. Surprise, surprise, I'm trying to achieve a vintage style of hair. And no, we're not doing a page boy / Hollywood waves, but I am trying to make it vintage vibes. So I am going to undercurl all of her hair. Now let's work on her face up. Despite the not so ideal face mold, I will try and recreate Judy Garland's features on this doll, so wish me luck. I'm quite excited since this will be a new makeup style for me, and I really wanted to capture her essence. It doesn't have to be a one-for-one creation, but the essence needs to be correct. She needs to look like she's screaming, "Oh, Toto, oh," you know? As usual, we are taking our acetone. You may also use nail polish remover if it has acetone in it to remove the factory paint. I then sprayed her face with Mr. Super Clear to prime it, and now we can draw on all of her features with our watercolor pencils. And this is just where I'm trying to sketch the Judy Garland vibes on her face. As you can see, we are doing the late 1930s eyebrows, and yeah, this face mold is definitely... it's very, very modern. Like, she definitely has a smartphone face. Like, she would not, like, blend in a period drama or anything, you know? But I am doing my best, and I'm trying to, like, look at Judy's features and makeup style, and I'm trying to put that onto this face mold. To be fair, this is why I emphasize that I am not an expert on realism, and in general, I just prefer an actual defined makeup look. I mean, you know, mostly like the really exaggerated heavy makeup look. But for Judy's Dorothy, obviously, she's very youthful and she has like the no makeup look. So it was kind of difficult because I'm like, I just need to draw Judy and also try to do a 1939 makeup on Judy, but it's like light, and I don't know. I was definitely feeling very, very defeated at this moment because I was like, it looks super heavy on this doll's face, and she's like weirdly super glammed up, but like not in the way that I like it. I don't know. Okay, I gotta be honest, I am not loving this face up. I think the late 30s makeup is looking too heavy on her, and I couldn't really perfect the iconic lip shape since the doll's smile is too defined. Oddly, I think a superstar Barbie face would have been good for a stylized Judy Garland face, but again, it would have been too small than the Wicked dolls that I've repainted. Unfortunately, I have to pivot and start all over again. I'm scraping the Judy Garland idea all together and I'll just have to wing it. I want her to look fresh-faced, no makeup look, but still a bit glam, of course. I realized that I also over-blushed and over-contoured the doll, and so I'm going to be a little bit more light-handed on my next approach. For this time, I was just freehanding it. I had no references of a celebrity or whoever. I was like, I'm just gonna go for it. We're gonna work on the Ariana Grande face mold, and I'm hoping that it doesn't look like Ariana in the end, you know? Because that can also happen. I also decided to give her blue eye color because when they were getting a makeover in Oz, in the original movie, she was asking if they can dye her eye to match her gown. So I was like, girl, I got you. I'm gonna dye your eyes to match your gown. You know what I mean? And also, it would be a good contrast from the first face-up that I did. I think in general, this face mold is working against the vibe that I'm trying to go for because it is such a defined head mold in terms of the bone structure, the strong jawline. So I'm a bit more light-handed this time with my contouring and my blushing. I feel like the blushing, I can go a little bit more crazy still, but the contouring, I feel like I need to really like tone down because it will make her really, really dramatic. I'm still giving her freckles because I feel like that will make her look more fresh and have the no makeup look. And also I feel like it fits her character. You know, she's in a farm, so they're probably in the sun all the time. And I feel like it just fits the vibe and makes her look more like natural beauty. I also prevented myself from using an actual black pencil on her eyeliner and her lashes. So all of this is dark brown and like different shades of brown because I feel like the black pencil will make it super like glam and dramatic and too heavy looking. And we're trying to make it subtle. So I feel like we're gonna stick with the brown shades. And of course, we're gonna do a little one too with her highlighter. You know, just a little, very subtle glow. Okay, wow, I am really happy with how this turned out. I love her expression and the freckles are chef's kiss. Low-key, I think I ended up channeling Anne of Green Gables, which I think still fits the vibe. Now let's style her hair. Of course, Dorothy is known for her pigtails, but with the doll hair, that's going to look really thick and bulky. If I was to give her a yarn wig, then it would have looked really good and to scale. I planned on giving her the early test hairstyle / Oz makeover hair anyways. That's why I kept the original hair. Let's carefully remove the pins and also the straws to keep our curls in shape. And I am just brushing all of the curls down to kind of have the vintage waves first. You know, I can't help it. But yes, we're doing a brush out first and then I am going to shape it. Okay, this brush out is looking super vintage. I feel like it's giving Rita Hayworth, but maybe that's just me. Now let's go ahead and put her hair up. I do want to incorporate some braids into her hair still, but she does have like a half up, half down with her Oz makeover. So I'm just trying to do that with this one. And for the fall for her hair, I am just kind of separating them, dividing them, and I am turning them into ringlets. Okay, is it just me or is she giving Marjorie Terrell in this hair? I could see it. Can you see it? Oh my Oz. Her hair looks absolutely breathtaking and it frames her face so magnificently. It's time for her iconic blue dress. I ended up hunting for a Dorothy Barbie doll just so I can snatch her dress. And I found this 1994 Barbie from a local seller. She was missing her basket, shoes, and Toto, but for $10, I think this was a good find. We mostly just need her dress anyway, and this is when I thought maybe the Barbie face would have been good for Miss Judy. I want to take a moment to appreciate the quality of this dress. Look at this fabric. It has a separate underskirt that has embroidery on it, and again, these are all real fabric, real stitching, real buttons, like crazy. It was not in the best of state, so on to the laundry. This doll, or at least the clothes, actually yes, the doll also, needed a lot of TLC. The dress was so like dirty and like the white part of the dress was almost like yellow and beige, but after some good washing, it like reset into its original color, which was so amazing. Oh my god, it looks super clean now. The whites are a lot whiter and brighter. And again, let's take a moment for the quality of this dress. Look at the real buttons. Look at the printed like fabric, but it's still like a fabric and not like paper fabric material. But yeah, it's just so amazing. And like everything is like stitched so beautifully. It is a little bit longer for our Wicked dolls, so I am cutting it a little bit. Like this extra fabric, I'll just cut it off. And by the way, I did hem it behind the scenes, like I'm not just cutting it without like finishing it. Now I want to add a little bit more details, so over here I am just hot gluing some cord just to have the corset look for her bodice. In her test costume, she actually had a bow on her collar, so I'm adding that as well. I am speechless. This dress is so magnificent, and I am so happy I was able to find this and edit it to my specifications. I'm thinking of giving her a bow like her Oz makeover and test costumes. And I think it would be super pleasing to use the same fabric as her dress. I mean, we made her dress shorter anyway, so we have some remnants to use. I do wish I was able to make this bow a little bit wider, but it's fine. You know, it's a simple bow. We're not going too crazy on it. She's not Alice in Wonderland. But yeah, I was just making a bow out of the remnants, and I think it looks super, super cute. Now let's give her the iconic slippers. I really love that they designed this to look like a tornado, but I do want her to have the movie classic ruby slippers. It just fits so well with my own fantasy, so let's rubify it. Of course, let's go ahead and paint the entire shoe red first, and that includes the bottom of it as well. Now I'm covering the entire shoe with red glitter. I mean, minus the sole, of course, but I mean, just by the glitter, it looks super, super cool. I do want to add some gems to it just to, you know, do a little big one. And I'm trying to do some swirl details just so that we still have kind of like a tornado swirly effect. And they're definitely going to blend in with the glitter. Like, they're not going to stand out as much, but they do have a very unique sparkle that glitter doesn't provide. I was initially planning on covering the entire thing with just gems, but I wanted to keep the shape of the shoe, like its integrity, and it's going to look super bulky if the entire thing is covered with gems. Oh my god, this slipper is to die for, and I love how much it sparkles. I feel like it's such a cool juxtaposition of Dorothy's overall costuming being simple and this shoe being so extravagant and perfectly out of place. I mean, it's not Dorothy's shoes. I feel like it's apropos. Of course, Dorothy needs her basket. It took me so many trials to find the perfect basket for her, and I finally found the perfect one online. The shape is similar to the movie version, and I love that it also has a basket cover. The basket cover makes it very, very movie accurate. Unfortunately, I think I have to remove the cover because, you know, we need to put a certain companion inside the basket. And now, of course, we have to recolor it to make it look like a natural basket. For some reason, this basket was giving me such a hard time when I was painting it because, I mean, the inside of it was very smooth. So, in hindsight, I should have sanded the inside so that paint will grip to it a little bit better. I am so happy with how this basket is looking. I do want to add a little bit of lace in there just to make it a little bit more personalized and so that it matches Dorothy's outfit a little bit better. And I do want to recycle the Dorothy Barbie doll's pigtail ribbon. And as you can see, it is very gunky with melted rubber bands. So I put it in the laundry. I tried to wash it. Unfortunately, it's kind of stained, but it will work really well with our basket. The basket feels really empty without Toto. I got this terrier dog figure online and it actually matches really well. I do want to add some more dimension to it for more details. And the beautiful surprise to this is that he actually fits inside the basket. I was really shook and I was so happy. It's all so perfect together. The real dog from the movie originally had so many like different color fur. like the entire dog's body was like multicolored almost, and they're all blended together. So I was trying to get that effect with this, with paint, and I was just trying to dry brush it. And yeah, but honestly, the dog itself, originally, like, it was perfect. And oh my god, look how adorable Toto is inside this freaking basket. I'm screaming. I'm screaming. Now let's put Miss Dorothy together. I wanted to try and use these white stockings for her to see if that will make her look more kind of like dressy and more glam, so let's give it a go. I'm taking this warbler shape that I cut out, it's kind of like a moon, just to give her kind of like a farting gale effect with her skirt. So it's a little bit more like angular at the hip. See, look at that. It's more structured, I guess. Okay, the stockings was giving too much like Alice in Wonderland, so let's go with the classic ankle socks, which actually came with the Barbie. It just looks so much better. It just looks so much better. And initially I actually gave her red nails to match her shoes, but it was not working for me. Again, it was like wearing her, and it wasn't really her wearing it, so we're opting for the classic pink / nude type of nails for Miss Dorothy. I feel like it's more subtle, it's more natural, and it just works for her so much better. And now we're done with Dorothy Gale.